That's Arran.
He's Carl.
And together we are the Arran and Carl Show. So today we have watched the Turbo Power Rangers movie. We're going to give you our little bit of a review. Some people, it's not a big fan favourite of all the Power Rangers things.
No.
Some people do like it, but there's a lot of people who don't. So we're going to have a chat about it and a little ideas and things. So the Turbo Power Rangers movie. Tell us roughly the story. Don't give too much away, but tell us roughly the story.
The Rangers have a new bad guy, or in this case bad woman, because it's a woman called Theatrical,
Okay.
who is after a wizard called Largo, who has the key to get through a magical gateway.
Okay. What about the Rangers?
The Rangers go from Zeo Rangers to being Turbo Rangers.
Alright, does that give them more powers so they can fight against Divatox a bit easier?
Yeah, and basically, pardon the fun, shift into Turbo.
Okay. And the wizard, what's his name?
Largo.
Can't be in the Earth's sun for very long, can he?
No.
So it's like a race against time to save Largo and also save the world.
Yes.
So here's our review and a little bit of a discussion about the Power Rangers Turbo movie.
Yes.
Now, I do know that the movie isn't... A lot of people don't like it, and I can see why. I don't think it's as good as the first one.
No, I agree there.
I think it's a lot more... I was expecting the first one to be a bit like this.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like the TV show, and for me, there's a lot of random bits that don't particularly work, and you don't kind of know why all of a sudden they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Another sign that I wasn't kind of getting along with the film was I was dropping off to sleep in bits of it. It didn't keep my brain wondering what was happening, who the guy is, who the bad guy is. I didn't really care.
No.
The best bit, well, Divatox is a bit foxy. So I'd be one of Divatox's minions any day.
Do you know there's been 2 Divatoxes?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
One in the movie is completely different to the one in the season.
Oh.
Because the one in the movie became pregnant.
Oh, right. So, yeah, so a bit of background knowledge there.
Yes.
So what do you think overall about the film?
I personally like it, but again, I agree with you. It's not as good as the original, which is Mighty Morphin, by the way, not a Turbo one. One thing I thought is there wasn't enough Bulk and Skull.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's got Bulk and Skull in it, and it doesn't use Bulk and Skull are great. They could have linked so much more of it together. They get abducted by Divatox, and then their hair turns grey. They don't explain why, and they start speaking in a German and a Spanish accent.
Yeah.
They don't explain why again.
Yeah.
They just... It was kind of like...
Yeah.
Well...
But before that, they did drive through a shed of fish, which I thought was...
Oh yeah, that was kind of fun. That was classic Bulk and Skull. They were working as policemen at a baseball show, and then they had to go off on a mission, and they ended up driving into a load of smelly fish. Classic Bulk and Skull.
Yes.
Why didn't they carry on with that? I think there should be more Bulk and Skull action.
Yeah.
And it's strange, and as much as I was saying it's a lot more like the TV show and a little bit more kid kind of story, there's not a lot of the sort of like kind of fighting action.
No.
It's it's kind of sparse on action.
Yeah.
Something we noticed, we watched the trailer for it, and in the trailer they give away the secret about the new Blue Ranger.
With a secret weapon.
I'm the new Blue Ranger.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, which is Justin.
Which is, they because the original Blue Ranger hurts his back, he's in hospital, they need a new Blue Ranger, and they end up getting a 12-year-old child.
Yeah, who was actually hiding under Rocky's bed, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he worked out that he was one of the Power Rangers. But they did very suddenly go, oh yeah, here's this guy, he's going to be the Blue Power Ranger. They didn't sort of say, oh right, he knows the secret, okay, we're going to initiate you. It was just all of a sudden like, oh yeah, Alpha is suddenly giving him the Zord, and he's driving across.
And the funny thing is, when he molts, he gets bigger, turns into an adult.
I think that is kind of quite funny because they have him as an adult, but he still jumps around all excitedly like a child. Yeah. So that's kind of it took me a little bit to get my head around that, but I did like I ended up liking that. But I think they could have told more of the story of that.
Yeah.
When the film started with like a fairly complicated Loranax, Divitox, blah 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 blah, to kind of, I thought, oh no, there's going to be loads of plot holes.
Yeah.
And I think there was quite a few. The bit when they end up to help find what's his name? Larago. They go to they find a Power Rangers boat.
Yeah, the Ghost Galleon.
The Ghost Galleon. Well, they didn't really explain
where that came
from, why they were going to a Ghost Galleon. I kind of. It was okay, but what? Particularly as later on they have in their Zords, which are cars, they had their Zords driving across water as boats. Yeah. So they didn't need to get onto the galleon, did they? Really?
No. The one cool thing about the galleon was it could drive itself.
Yes, so it drove itself to the right place, which is very handy.
Yeah.
There was something that one of the first sort of like proper fights that they had was after Divitox had released some monsters to get onto their ship.
Yeah.
And they plopped out of the water, and it looked like she drives around in a submarine that looks like a fish, and it did look a bit like the fish had done a bit of a poo.
Yeah.
And
a
slimy poo popped out, and it floated in the water to the boat.
And then after a while, it came alive.
Okay, yeah. Well, I thought, well, first of all, it plopped onto the boat and turned into it looked very much like from the sort of like horror science fiction film Aliens, the alien eggs that they have on that, which I thought, well, that's a bit, ooh. And then when they turned into the monsters, I thought the monsters looked very much like the Skeksis from the film The Dark Crystal. There was a good bit when Divatox phoned up Rita, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
And that was kind of a nice little thing with Divatox going, "Oh, what do we do about the Power Rangers?" And she goes,
yeah, and then she puts the phone next to Lord Zed, and
he's snoring. Yeah,
snoring.
That was a very funny scene. I liked that scene. Something I mentioned in the first film was that why didn't the town work out who these teenagers were?
Yeah.
They're 5 teenagers who wear terrible clothes, all in particular colours. This time, their clothes were a bit better, and it wasn't a case of they were wearing all red, all yellow, all blue. They were kind of like, they'd have a red t-shirt or a blue t-shirt or something.
Yeah.
Something about them would be their colour. So I think that was a little bit better.
Yeah, and another cool thing I liked about this movie is they had some old Rangers reappear.
Some old Rangers?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Austin St. John and Amy Jo.
Oh, what characters do they play?
Kimberly Hart and Jason Lee Scott.
So yes, and they're evil for a bit. And I was hoping for evil Rangers. I'm a big fan of evil Rangers. I root for the bad guy. But they didn't turn into. They just went evil, and luckily, they got turned good just in time. And so before everything went wrong. If you're gonna watch a Power Rangers film, watch the first one. That's what I'd say. What would you say?
I'd say the same, although I did think the Turbo Rangers was a good film, but it wasn't as good as the first.
Yeah, I think if you're a fan of the Power Rangers, Turbo Rangers. But if you're just a Johnny-come-lately part-time fan, stick with the first Power Rangers movie, and then go and see the new one that's coming out.
Which is out on the 24th.
Well, these things are subject to change, aren't they? So, when it comes out, go and see it.
Yeah.
And I think, have you got anything else to say?
No.
No? Other than, hey, Divatox, give us a call. Give us a call. Yeah? Divatox?
I think Malagor might have something to say about that.
No, wasn't Malagor his cousin, her cousin?
No. The volcano thing was her husband.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to fight against an enormous volcano monster, am I?
No, although he did get blown up at the end. So
Divatox! Give us a call. I won't get blown up by the Power Rangers. I'll do the shopping and all stuff like that. All right. So
Cool.
See you later, Divatox. Bye bye.
All right.